What's good, girls? It's story time. Time. What's good, though, man? Y'all know what time it is. Another story every day, new story. All right, so we back at it again with Children of Color Storybook Bible. Let's get to it. So just like every single time, man, we're gonna go to the table of contents, right? There you go, table of contents. Contents, that's what that word says, right? The contents, okay? Then last time we were on Abraham and Isaac. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we go up one more. What comes after 7? 8. Moses and I can't read backwards. Page 34. It's the birth of Moses. All right. Yep, the birth of Moses. All right. So let's go to page 30. Page 30. Made a mistake. Page 30. My bad. You know, daddies mess up too. Be like that sometimes. All right. Here we are. Are y'all there yet? Birth of Moses. I know you probably be thinking, like, how do I know what page it is, right? So if you look, I probably should have been told y'all this, but if you look at the bottom of the page, you see the number 30. Just like if you flip a different page, you see 22 right there. It's a good number. I like 22. 10, it's another good number. So there you go. All right. So now, y'all ready to read? All right, let's get it. Now, most of the people of Israel lived in Egypt, and there were a lot of them. A new king came to power, and he didn't like the Israelites. He said, "Look, the people of Israel are too many, and they are too strong for us to handle." The Israelites were forced to work harder in order to wear them down. But this made the Israelites grow in number and spread more. So the Egyptians became more afraid of them. They forced the Israelites to work even harder. The Egyptians made life hard for the Israelites. There were 2 Hebrew nurses named Shiphrah and Puah. These nurses helped the Israelite women give birth to their babies. The king of Egypt said to the nurses, "When you are helping the Hebrew women give birth to their babies, watch. If the baby is a girl, let the baby live. But if the baby is a boy, kill it." They're killing all the boys. But the nurses feared God. So they did not do as the king told them. They let all the boy babies live. Then the king of Egypt sent for the nurses. He said, "Why did you do this? Why did you let the boys live?" The nurses said to him, "The Hebrew women are much stronger than the Egyptian women. They give birth to their babies before we can get there." God was good to the nurses, and the Hebrew women continued to grow in numbers. So they became even stronger. Because the nurses fear God, he gave them families of their own. So the king commanded all his people, "Every time a boy is born to the Hebrews, you must throw him in the Nile River, but let all the girl babies live." A married Israelite man and woman had a beautiful baby boy. Unable to keep him hidden after 3 months, the mother, Jochebed, made a basket, put the baby inside the basket, and put the basket among the tall grass at the edge of the Nile River. The baby's sister stood a short distance away. She wanted to see what would happen to him. At about this time, one of the king's daughters came down with her woman to bathe in the river. She saw the basket in the tall grass, so she sent her slave girl to get it. The king's daughter opened the basket and saw the baby boy. He was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This is one of the Hebrew babies. Then the baby's sister asked the king's daughter, "Would you like me to find a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby for you?" The king's daughter said, "Yes, please." So Miriam brought the baby's mother's check bed to the king's daughter. So the woman took her baby and nursed him. After the child had grown older, the woman took him to the king's daughter. She adopted the baby as her son. The king's daughter named him Moses, because the name Moses means pulled from the water. The end. That was a good story, man. My favorite part of that story was the nurses. They didn't throw the babies. They didn't kill the babies like they were supposed to, because they feared God. Which that brings us to the lesson, and what I learned from the story is that you gotta fear God. You have to, fear God. And that doesn't mean be scared of God. That just means that you know that He's all powerful. He's the most powerful being. And no one can affect your life like God can. So, yeah, you might have these little consequences, but none of them can ever match to what God has for you, what He has in store for you, what He plans for you. None of it. Fear God. Fear God. Fear God. Obey God. Love God. Trust God. That's what I learned from the story today. I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, okay?